Picking a domain name may seem really stressful. It's where people are going to go to see your business. It's connected to your brand. It's where everyone's going to visit your website. It doesn't have to be that stressful. Side note, you can actually change it at any time. You kind of have to have someone who knows what they're doing if it's been out there for a while and you've got it in a million different places, but you can change it whenever you want. But how do you get off on the right foot? How do you start off making sure that you get the greatest domain that you possibly can? Well, .com is still going to be the ideal because there's a little button on some mobile keyboards to make it easy for people to type in. It's what people are most familiar with, but really anything you can get is going to be fine because most of the time it's just going to be a link somewhere that somebody can click or tap on, or it's a button. It's not typed out as often as it used to be. Another key thing is to type it out and read it and send it to a few people and make sure that there aren't any goofy misreadings of it or bad words or anything like that. So just keep that in mind as well. Another thing to keep in mind is if you're going to make email addresses out of it, make sure that it's easy to say over the phone. Anything that's phonetically really similar that you have to spell out, like P as in Peter, B as in boy, all of that stuff makes it really annoying to have to spell out. So if you can make it regular words or something that's really easy to say over the phone or quickly, that's ideal as well. You can always add hyphens to domains, but I usually advise against it, as well as numbers, just because it's on a totally different phone keyboard. You have to sort of click that like symbol thing to be able to do hyphens. And you can also call hyphens dashes. People might not know what you mean by hyphen. So unless like a number or a hyphen is really integral to your brand and your business, I usually try to advise avoiding them whenever possible. It's not the end of the world. It's just not ideal. The point here is just to make it as easy as possible for people to find you. Maybe you could buy like a tiny version, like an abbreviated version, to get your own little tiny URL that you can use to track clicks and make a long domain shorter so that you can share it on social and have it be really easy to see. But the main thing is, do not make this an excuse to not put out your website. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. You can change it anytime. It's going to be fine. My main thing is buy it. Do a little search. There's places that you can go to find to see if a domain is taken. If it's even remotely what you might want and you're not totally sure, buy it. It's easier to let a domain expire than it is to wait for a domain to become available. So buy it. If you're not sure, it's like $15 or less, buy it. It's a whole year.